Hey, what's up guys? This is Perky and I'm here bringing you a brand new series called MOAB or NOAB. We thought it'd be kind of fun to keep the viewers guessing about whether or not we are actually hitting that MOAB and show some videos of us failing when we have our try-hard pants on. The topic of this commentary in this series won't always have this topic, but that's how we're going to roll this time around, is how to become a better COD player. In this video, we will, of course, be discussing important life matters and several controversial issues. No, I'm kidding. But I'm thinking about making this video a two-part thing, the first being the full match with commentary giving general tips, and the second part being a much more specific breakdown of the match, showing exact moments where I'm using those tips, which should help clear up any confusion you may have. So, I'm going to start this section off, making this a two-part video, and we'll see how this goes. So, let's get started. As far as gun choice goes, not much to say here since most guns can be used well depending on the map type, but I want to make a quick mention about akimbos. They are decent guns when used as secondaries. You'll see I have them on my class and I switch to them when I run out of ammo or I'm mid-reload and I haven't killed all the enemies around me, but they are overpowered. So you can put yourself in a bad situation and play poorly, and you may still do alright if you have akimbos out. But if you become accustomed to using akimbos as primaries, in other words, you spawn and switch immediately to your akimbos, you will only get worse at this game, because you'll be so used to being able to compensate for your mistakes with an overpowered weapon that better players will be able to exploit those mistakes you're making and rip you to pieces. So, only using secondary weapons as they are intended will help you learn the hard way from your mistakes. Alright. So the number one key factor in doing the right things at the right time in this game boils down to how aware you are. Awareness is a massive category. I'm going to break it down into several different types of awareness, which I'll do my best to explain, but I have a feeling I'll need several videos just for this. I'm going to start with UAV awareness. Obviously, every time an enemy shoots without a silencer, or every time your team calls in the UAV and an enemy player doesn't have assassin on, they will show up on that radar. Those red dots on your radar are important, of course, but so are the arrows that represent your teammates, maybe even more so. Every time a teammate dies, their arrow disappears from your radar. I might be making fun of me right now for being Captain Obvious, but this can tell you a lot about what's going on. If that arrow disappears right behind you or to your side, you damn well better turn around quickly. But if that arrow is fairly close ahead of you, start aiming down the sight in the most likely place that your enemy will be running, and slowly walk forward, staying in cover as best as possible to give you that upper hand in the upcoming fight. Using this UAV awareness well can also help you flank your enemy and win over some easy kills. And you can tell in your UAV exactly which direction your teammates are facing, and if they're all converging on one spawn point or all facing one direction, turn around, head the other way. Nothing keeping you there. There's a good chance that you will either stop an enemy player from flanking your team, or you'll be able to hit their team from the side. And I'll try to get a few examples of this for the next part of the video, so make sure you check that out. Alright, so keep an eye on that radar. Whether or not you have red dots on it may not be important, especially if you bait your teammates well. As you play more, you'll figure out the more commonly traveled paths, and knowing that and keeping solid UAV awareness will help you know where you should be looking and when you should be getting the heck out of there if you're about to get flanked. Alright, so sound awareness is another big thing. And look at that. Fucking final stand. Auto sniper, basically. Just laying on the trigger. Cannon to death. 22 kills in. I'm raging. I'm angry. Alright. Anyways, sound awareness is another big thing. And I've been over this before, so I won't go too far into it. But it is really important you have your headphones to do well on PC. I personally have Razer Megalodon headphones. They are rather expensive. I think they're $150 or so. And they are 7.1 simulated directional sound. The mic is a pile of shit, so be wary of that. But they're really, really comfortable. And with SitRep Pro and Dead Silence, and whatever headphones you prefer, you'll know exactly where they're coming from and be able to get the jump on them. Alright, so one more type of awareness that is important is environmental awareness. You know, what's around you? Are there any cars and about to explode? Are there any explosive barrels around you that can be used against you? Or are they in a position you can use them against your enemy? Where's your cover? If you turn this corner, what cover should you expect the enemy to have? And is that battle worth engaging in? or do you stand a good chance of losing it? If you are worried that fight will not go in your favor, there are plenty of different ways to get where you need to go, as long as you play smart. Let me just expand real quick on the idea of playing smart. This is another topic that is rather large, that I'll likely have to make several videos to cover. But let's start with knowing when to disengage. If you're in a gunfight, and you have the ability to duck behind cover, or escape if things go wrong, it's important to think of several things. If the enemies are running in your direction, and they've seen you, you gotta quickly prioritize your target, by which have their guns pointing towards you. If they've dropped your health to red, or there's simply too many enemies facing you, consider your nearest escape route, and flank them, because pressing on in a fight you're losing will only get you killed. You want to control when and where your fights happen, so pay attention to possible escape routes and cover, and get out if things are getting crazy. Now, just a quick note: if you just killed an enemy and they are a good distance away from you, but they got a few bullets into you, take the time to get behind cover and let your health regenerate. You don't want to take the chance of having an enemy around the next corner get a lucky shot, clip you in the arm, and kill you immediately. So be patient. Alright, so playing smart also involves being aware of the enemy tracers. They work both ways. You can use that in your favor. If bullets come flying from some direction before you turn the corner or something, wait for the reload, pop out with your sight on where you expect the enemy to be based on the direction those bullets were coming from. If you turn that corner aiming somewhere and you were wrong about where they were, or they have reloaded, or they're behind too good a cover, disengage, go some other way, you'll likely lose that gunfight, and you need to move on. Alright, so smart reloading, a rather short and obvious topic, but I've seen too many players fall because they leave themselves exposed while they are vulnerable. As always, environmental awareness is important here. You should only be engaging in firefights where cover is available as often as possible. You'll see me mess that up right there, no cover at all. Alright, so you want to keep an eye on your ammo, know how big your clip is, and also as you're getting lower on your ammo, start sidestepping to get to the nearest cover. Prone behind it and reload. If you can't get to cover, make sure you at least prone to make yourself a harder target to hit. This is especially important if you do not have sleight of hand to speed up that reload. Alright, moving on. Believe it or not, there is a right and a wrong time to sprint. As I'm sure you know, there's about a second or so between when you stop sprinting and when you pull up your gun and you're ready to fire. In fast-paced shooters like this, that split second can mean the difference in who wins the firefight. If you have the slightest feeling that there may be someone around that corner, slow it down. Better safe than sorry. Alright, so I'm running a little low on time here. I did get screwed over by some guy in final stand. Quite unfortunate, but shit happens. I end this game 34-5, and our team wins this 65-58. We would have won by more, but I sidestepped a lot of tags so that I would have time to get that MOAB. I do get accused of being a hacker in this game, but hopefully this gameplay and commentary give enough reasoning behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. Feel free to leave any feedback or questions in the comments section, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And as always, toss a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and stick around for the breakdown. In this clip, you'll see me using secondaries and emergencies only. While trying to reload my primary weapon, I get interrupted, and rather than force the reload, I switch to my secondary weapon immediately. In this clip, you'll see me keeping a hallway on lockdown while checking out my UAV, making sure everything's going alright. As soon as I see teammates' icons disappear from that map, I turn around and save my own ass. You'll see in this next clip that I realized I am in an unsafe position, especially when those dog tags next to me get denied, meaning an enemy is coming down that pathway and all my teammates are on the other side of the map. This means that it's a very good chance that I'm about to get flanked from multiple directions, and I immediately move. In this clip, you'll see me keeping an eye on my radar. Since I am on the edge of the clump of arrows that are my teammates, this means that I am clearly overextending myself as I cannot use my teammates as bait, and I quickly displace to a more comfortable position. In this clip, you will see me ducking behind a cover correctly to reload, but I will mess up here by stepping ahead while my health is still in the red and actually becoming the bait for my team rather than using my team as bait. And replaying a section of that clip, we can see me getting into a firefight with two different guys, realizing this is a losing battle, and ducking behind cover to disengage. Alright, so we're actually reaching the end of my time slot, so if you guys could please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, leave me some feedback, and actually, since this video was a requested video, go ahead and request the next one, because I'll definitely try to get around to it. Alright, thanks guys. Have a good one.